Hello and welcome to the Kenneth Vercammen Law Office Legal Podcast. This edition we talk about the pros and cons of having a public defender represent someone rather than a private lawyer. I typically start off with if you've been charged with a criminal offense, hire an attorney with experience because experience counts. A prominent attorney warned of the dangers of free or cheap attorneys. Most people, when they're arrested, don't remember much other than they might have been given Miranda warnings. But remember, in the Miranda warnings, it says if you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed for you, and that person is called a public defender. Now, public defenders are licensed attorneys who went to law school and passed the bar exam, but they work for and are paid for by the government. Now, quite many are very capable at good representation. However, not all are good, and being represented by a public defender instead of a criminal defense attorney of your choosing is often risky. So what are some of the disadvantages of going with the public defender? Well, do you feel confident going into the courthouse with a public defender? Question mark. I'd say, yeah. Does this attorney have the resources and the skill and ability to provide you with what you want to do to best handle your case? Going with the public defender may seem like the cheap, affordable thing to do, but taking that route can lead down a troublesome path. Three top examples are, number one, public defenders are busy. They typically have large caseloads, which means spending lots of time working with other clients, and they don't have the time to put the required effort sometimes into your case. You may not have access to the public defender except when you're actually in court, knowing how busy the public defender is. Most public defenders show up with a big stack of files, and then they go into the hallway or courtroom and they yell out people's names. It goes, okay, which one of you is Smalley? Okay, you're Mr. Smalley. Okay, Mr. Smalley, what are you charged with? Mr. Smalley goes, don't you know? He goes, listen, I'm just covering for someone else. I'm the fill-in public defender. So with a private lawyer, you're their only client in that court, and you get individual attention. The public defender could have 20 cases or more just on that day. Two, public defenders often lack resources. Many public defenders lack access to legal research. Many don't have the means to have private investigators. So that's one of the things. But most importantly, public defenders often lack experience. Many entered being a public defender at a law school, and their idea is getting trial experience. Do you want to be their first trial? You never want to be the doctor's first patient, the first surgery they had. So without knowing much about your public defender, you're stuck with who they give you, and it's not your call. So you risk being assigned an inexperienced person, and once you're assigned, you don't have the opportunity to choose someone. So it's more important to hire an experienced person that's been there and knows the judges. There's more information on website NJ Laws on criminal defense, or website benotguilty.com. That's BE Not Guilty. And for representation, contact Ken Vercammen's office in Edison at 732-572-0500. Thank you.